Today on the Roach Coach Podcast.
It's the first Who's Tweeting episode of 2024. We're not going to play any more shows. But let's continue down. 63 Linkin
Are we
Park.
still going?
Man, it's 100 albums.
Well, fuck it. I don't care. I don't really give a shit anymore.
Well, Matt, I don't care.
Roach Coach
Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Roach Coach Podcast, the journey to create the Nu Metal Canon. My name is Lorin Kozlowski. With me, as always, the original Roach Rider, Mr. Matt Naas.
Keep it rolling, baby.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2024.
222024.
There you go, Matt. You know the numbers.
227.
You know the numbers. You know the numbers. Matt, all you know is that you were once in the past and now you're in the future.
That's correct.
That's where you are.
That
And we are now, it's 2024. It's the first Who's Tweeting episode of 2024. We did it. And not only that, Matt, but we're rolling right up to our 8-year anniversary, my friend.
I know. June of this year.
8 years ago, I said
Stars in our eyes.
I said Matthew, and you said it's Matt. And I was like, okay, got it.
Who are you talking to?
What is this? And I said, I'm gonna need just a little bit of help. And you said, all right,
Fine.
I'll help you get up on your feet. Little did you know that you were gonna be getting up on your feet.
Little did I know. And not only would I be here for the 8 years, one of the core original hosts would leave and I'd still be here.
That's right, Matt.
How dare
That's
you,
right.
Lorin? How dare you involve me in this new metal world?
This is all because
Lorin, I used to hate this music so much. It was such a point of pride. So easy to say, oh, new metal sucks. Oh, Limp Bizkit's crap. And now here I am like, do you like that riff? Do you know the riff? The out of style riff? It's a great riff. What have you done? What have you done?
This is how you communicate to the world now. You know, it's great. It's wonderful. And as we roll up to year 8, a lot of big things are going to be happening this year. We are counting down to episode 400.
True.
The Patreon reactivated, new exciting stuff going on there. Want to cover all that?
I've already updated the tier level. We have one tier level still.
We have one tier level, yes.
But I've updated it to actually say what the things are. I've got an update for you, Lorin.
Okay.
At time of recording, you are 5 days away, Patreon participants, from getting our very first bonus podcast. Gavin Rosdale, our Bush episode.
That's right, our Bush episode. We recorded it with Jenny many moons ago. That's how I always think of things from a long time ago, is by where the moon was at. And so many moons ago.
You're a classic moon guy.
I love the moon. It's always there. You know, if it wasn't there, I'd call people. I'd be like, where's the moon at? And they'd be like, I don't know. And I'd be like, I can't find it. So many moons ago, we recorded this episode. And it's great. It just didn't get finished, but it's going up. It's going to be up there for the Patreon. So join the Patreon to hear that episode. And then we are starting the Pact. We talked about it at the end of last year. That's right. The Pact episodes. We're talking about those albums that make you want to make a pact with your friends to say, this is going to be our year. Senior year is going to be our year. We're going to run this school. We're going to get laid. And if we don't get laid,
goodbye, penis.
We're going to cut our dicks off. Those are the albums that we're going to be covering. I want to tell you that I've been talking to more people about the Pact, Matt. Okay.
Ooh.
Not everybody is aware of the Pact. Okay. I'm telling more people about
participants.
And there are literally everyone I tell about it, they go, how could I get in on the Pact? And I'm like, wow, it's crazy.
So I have to ask, because we've been doing Roach Coach for so long, and it's been such a delight, and we've created this Nu Metal Canon. The Pact, at the end, do we decide whether or not the album is strong enough to get us to get laid? Or are we, after listening to the album, are we going to have to admit there's no way this is going to help me? I'm going to cut my penis off.
Matt, that's exactly what it's going to be.
Patreon.com/Roach Coach Podcast. It's the only way to hear it right now. I'm sure eventually we're going to have to put them out for the public, but it's
Right now,
definitely a Patreon exclusive at the moment.
listen, if you want to know whether or not American Hi-Fi's self-titled record is gonna get you laid or make you want to cut your dick off,
We're going to get you castrated.
That's right. Patreon.com/Roach Coach Podcast. I can't sell this any better.
Because
Okay?
it's sellout season, baby.
It is sellout season. And you know what? When we were sitting down and we were brainstorming, like what is the thing that's going to take us over the top?
Really?
And Matt, you said, what about that offhand joke I made one time about making a pact to cut my dick off? A great joke that I have no regrets about. What if we base an entire series around that bit? And I was like,
does it make me uncomfortable every time we bring it up?
You beautiful man. That's exactly what we're going to do. It's exactly what we're going to do. And literally tonight I was texting with someone and I was like, yeah, I'd love to have you on to do the pact. And they were like, well, explain the pact to me. And I was like, here's the pact. You and your friends, it's senior year. It's your year. You're going to get laid. You're going to run this school. But you make that pact with your friends. If you don't get laid, you gotta cut our dicks off.
Gotta.
And this person texted back, love it.
I like that you're keeping me in suspense about who this is.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Listen, I'll spoil an album we might do, or we're probably gonna do, but I'm not gonna spoil these guests, baby. I'm not gonna spoil these guests.
I love it.
Yeah. So Patreon.com/Roach Coach Podcast. I believe that we have done the greatest sell of all time for our Patreon.
We pushed hard. I mean, look at us.
Yeah.
We spent the first 5 minutes of this pod talking about Patreon.
I know, right? And people, listen, I've listened to shows before, and they've been like, I'm like, when are they going to get to the meat and potatoes of this app?
Bones. I need to get to them meaty bones.
Yeah, when are they going to get to it? Why do they keep talking about this Patreon that I'm not going to subscribe to? And the thing I realized, what it is, though, is that whatever they were offering on that Patreon, I'd be like, it was a piece of trash, just total trash,
fucking garbage,
fucking scraps. No one wants. And I was like,
you're gonna be able to. Hey, we promised nothing, and now we're gonna give you the pact.
That's right. We had nothing on this Patreon before. Fucking zero, baby. And now we're gonna be doing bits about cutting our dicks off for a straight year.
But also, let's back up a second. There's been some really, really, really awesome people that have helped us through that Patreon.
Absolutely.
Loyal to the soil for Roach Coach. Mm-hmm. And we truly have given them nothing. So honestly, this is very much for them.
I would say it's not completely nothing because it has helped this primary show.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. Which been trucking. So yeah, patreon.com/Roach Coach.
I just don't want to appear ungrateful. Because when we joke around, sometimes that can get mixed. That was like actually grateful that anybody spent any amount of their time and money.
Matt, I know, Matt. This is
Midwest guilt, right?
This is your I was doing an edit the other day of one of our episodes, and we were talking about the pact. And Matt, you go, I just want to stress, I don't want anyone to cut their dicks off. And I was like, really, Matt, you beautiful boy. You beautiful, beautiful boy, that you are so concerned that someone's going to listen to this pod and go, I got to make a pact.
Go, penis.
I got to make a pact. I made a pact with Jason and Carl, and I didn't get laid, so time to go.
Name's a little too fast, my friend.
All right. So, all right, enough Patreon talk.
Way too much Patreon
talk. Let's talk about a couple other things coming up.
New news.
Well, before we get to that, Matt, there's another thing I wanted to pitch out there. Before we get to the new news, is that we do have episode 400. It is coming.
Yes.
And we are recording it very soon.
Correct.
And so with 400 episodes, we'd love to hear from you, our Roach Riders and Indigo Angels who have been with us. Maybe you've been with us since episode 1. Maybe you rolled in at episode 398. That's fine. We want to hear from you. Last 100 apps, whole time. What are your fave apps? Fave bits? Fave things? Want to hear about it? Something they're like, hey, haven't heard this character in a while. What happened to him? Or, tell us your thoughts, feelings. 8 years of the coach here. All right. 400 apps. Want to hear from you. Email roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. Send us those thoughts, those feelings.
Record a video.
Journey.
We have video now. So
We have video now. Do you want to send us a video with your fucking face in it? Do it, bro. Matt Naas will edit that shit up. All right?
100%.
All right? If you send him some pixelated ass video,
you know I'm going to use that.
He's going to use it. You send us
you
something.
You still have a flip cam from like 2004, 2006.
Listen, if you record it on a fucking handy cam, your dad recorded Christmas 1998 on, that's fine. Matt Naas is going to use it. If you
yeah, I can convert VHS. You kidding me?
You hear that, everybody? Bring your tapes. Bring your tapes.
Tapes and tapes. Send them over.
Send them over.
Got a mini DV? I got a mini DV player. I can make it happen.
All right. So anyway, Matt can convert all your old media. That's great. But also send us your thoughts on 8 Years of the Coach and let us know how you're feeling. I don't think we've done like a real I know at episode 100 we did like a real like, hey, we did 100. How does everybody feel thing?
And then we blew through another 300 and never
we were just
acknowledged anything.
We gotta go. Matt, every time we recorded for the next 300 episodes, you were like, keep it moving. Well, Project 86, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Sponge, let's keep it going. You know, no time for reflection, Matt. We're reflecting now.
Yeah.
We're reflecting. All right. So
it's just 5.5 years worth of work.
It's just a drop in the bucket in this great existence.
Now.
Yeah, absolutely. So send this over, roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And now, Matt. Now, let's talk about it. That new news. So, Matt.
Baby.
This is big. This is big.
Saw it today.
Rage Against the Machine. Proud, or I should say not so proud, Nu Metal Papas. They had embarked on a reunion tour. I don't even know if they were calling it a reunion tour, but they were touring. And COVID kind of slowed it down for a little bit. They rescheduled those dates. They started some new dates, like 1 to 2 shows in. Zach De La Roca, his Achilles tendon just like fucking snaps. So he then spends the remainder of the tour sitting. By all accounts, they still crushed super fucking hard. They just brought the heat because they couldn't be stopped because they're Rage Against the Machine. They're supposed to do more dates. Zach's like, I'm too injured. My doctor's like, if you're gonna really fuck your shit up, you gotta take it easy. So they're like, okay, these dates aren't good. We don't hear anything. They get announced that they're going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And only Tom Morello shows up for the induction. And when I saw that only Morello showed up, I was like, don't think things are going great over at the old Rage Against Machine HQ. Feel like things might be a little tense around the halls there. And so Brad Wilk, drummer, posts on his Instagram and is like, coming from me, just want to let you guys know we are never going to tour again. We're not going to play any more shows. And I got to tell you, a weirdly unceremonious way to find out that this is over. But I did have this other thought where I was like, Rage Against the Machine already broke up like 3 times. You know what I mean? And they never put out another album of original material since 1999.
Nope.
So this, and I saw a lot of people like, oh no. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like this is like, yeah, okay. I mean, love Rage Against the Machine, you know? And maybe, you know what though? I might be a little bit spoiled because I saw them in their heyday. Matt.
Some Lollapalooza 93.
Yeah, man. We saw them in the original run. And so it was amazing. It was great.
They were fine.
And wow.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Totally fine.
They were fine.
It was Lollapalooza. It was fine.
It was fine. Okay. Fair enough. But But yeah,
I just heard someone in my ears have a stroke, and it's not you. Someone's like, I fucking saw them, and they were fine. They were
They were
fine.
fine. They were fine. Yeah, so Matt saw them, they were fine. I saw them and it was life changing. I almost died. But that doesn't matter. What matters though is that they've decided that they are calling it quits. And this one does, honestly, the way that this is going down, this one feels like
Pretty
it's it.
permanent.
This feels like it's it. Really,
Yeah.
really does. And you know what? That's fine. Because listen, you know what you can say at the end of the day? You know who has no albums that are bad? Rage Against the Machine.
I don't know about that.
Jesus Christ.
They are okay. They are way overrated. I do not like them cover to cover. I don't think they have a cover to cover album in them.
I'm losing my mind over here. Everybody.
Lose it.
I'm
and then re-listen.
Mind.
No, they're fine. I really think they are one of the most overrated bands of the last 40 years. They are not as great as everybody thinks. They have songs that level and destroy and are absolutely world changing. And then they got a lot of this is a non-impact for me.
Matt Naas sitting in his home. It's 1995. Yep. And he hears Down Rodeo. And he goes, sure.
Yep. Literally, like, I'm not joking.
Unfucking believable.
No. I'm one of one, baby. I am
you
one
are.
of one.
You are.
True
Original.
Come after you?
All right.
No. Me. I'm the lunatic.
Honestly, right now it's very weird for me when I'm so used to rolling into situations and being like, check out this fucking hater over here, and then I'm getting it from you, and I was like, that's what this feels like.
That's what it feels like.
Don't like that. Don't like that. Not a fan. Everybody's been dealing with me for 42 years, whatever. Sorry. Now I know what it's like.
It's so odd because it's like I want to like them more. I love their singles. But like I listen to whole records and I skip or I turn off or I'm like, no, thank you.
You know what though, Matt? Right now, our longtime listeners are hearing you say these things and they are holding their copies of Mare de Noms. They are flipping through the beautiful booklet for the Fragile and they're going, this checks out. This checks out.
This is actually pretty textbook, Matt.
This is actually. I don't know why Lorin's so surprised. Lorin, you gotta figure out. You gotta figure things out. You gotta open your fucking eyes, bro. But be that as it may, Rage Against the Machine, a dunzo, baby. And
Matt Naas ain't crying, baby.
Matt Naas, the driest eyes. All right, the driest eyes. All right. Yep. I am Amazon priming him some eye drops. Yeah, you need it, bro. You need it.
Yeah, man, I'm just real broke up.
Well, Matt, let's turn that frown.
I didn't realize I was going to admit how much I was indifferent to Rage Against the Machine today.
Matt, that's why I keep the outline so open so that you can just dive in. It's a pool and you can dive in and swim in any direction you want.
Hey, you know what? Next time I'm going to look at the barrel of fish hooks before I dive into it because this is not going to go well for me. I am telling you that right now.
Well, it's perfect. Listen, Matt, you're probably going to find some kindred spirits. You know, they're always going to roll in. There's always going to be one.
There's always somebody who's been waiting for somebody to say it.
Right, exactly. Although no one has agreed with you on Mare de Noms. Just want to put that out there.
Well, I got some agreement.
Oh, you did? Well, they were quiet. They stayed under the radar to me. I said nothing but people who agreed with me.
A lot of whispers in the shadows.
Oh, Matt's Shadow Network. Shadow Network of people don't like a perfect circle.
I have a real strong back channel on this show. Just one or two really dedicated Matt supporters who were just like, I roll with you to the grave, Naas.
Oh man, loyal to the soil. Yeah, that soil is you, boy.
Loyal to the soil, boys. Loyal to
Uh,
the soil.
Matt, let's take a perfect segue now.
Let us.
And let's talk about something that we love.
I
Which
love.
we love a list.
I do love a list.
We love a list. And every now and again, like I got to tell you, when we started the show, we were getting lists all the time.
Nonstop.
So many lists. But lists have largely been falling to the wayside because there's people have kind of run out. They're just like, yep, we've kind of done every list. Every list that you could do. The underrated bands, the bands you never heard of. Da 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 da.
Exactly.
And then a year ago, friend of the show, Holiday Kirk, over at the Nu Metal Agenda, he did a 50 greatest nu metals list, and it was just him. He was like, "This is my top 50 is where I'm coming in."
Now we know Holiday Kirk, and we know Holiday Kirk rolls deep. His knowledge base. You aren't just gonna get the hits.
No,
you're gonna get the subterfuge. You're gonna go. The iceberg goes all the way down, and he knows from tip to tail.
Tip to tail, absolutely. And so he made his 50 greatest nu metal albums list. We had discussed it on the show. Then he came on our show. We talked about one of his picks from it. That was an obscure album that neither of us had ever heard, Missile Girl Scoot, a record that honestly kind of barely nu metal, but that was Kirk's pick. We rolled with it. So now it's been a year later.
Kirk, I'm go out on a real limb here and say I was okay with that record.
Did you like it better or worse than Rage Against the Machine? No, you know what?
Rage is way better than that.
Okay, thank fucking God. All right. So now Kirk has the NuMetalAgenda.com. He also has the Nu Metal Agenda podcast. And he's got a whole team with him now talking about
squatting up.
Yeah. And so they now have unleashed. That's the only word you can use, Matt, for this list. Unleashed their 100 greatest nu metal albums list.
Look at them.
This list, I just want to give a shout out to the Nu Metal Agenda staff, which consists of Holiday Kirk, Riviera, Paris Murrow, Mark Doubt, Gabby Brown, Christopher Ritter, Yumi, Balloon FM, and RJ Martin. All of them contributed to this list. And of course, I had to do my due diligence. I went back to Kirk's original top 50, did a little compare contrast, what had changed, what was new. And I would say that largely his top 50, I don't think anybody was removed from the list outright. Some people moved down. A couple people swapped places, but no one was removed straight up from the list. Now,
you reorganized a little bit.
But only a little bit.
Stretch things out a little bit.
Yeah. Well, now that he has 100, he was able to, pack some stuff into that back end. And you can take that out of context if you want. And so
pack that back end, baby.
Pack that back end, baby. So now with the
Roach Coach bump.
That's right. So with this top 100 now, he's got an option to put some omissions in that he may have missed on the initial, if he wanted to, if him and the team want to. Because now I'm like, okay, he's got the agenda team. So I'm like, oh man, are they like roundtabling it? Are they like in a big Zoom meeting? Like, hey, you gotta bump up, follow the leader. You gotta bump down something else. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on in that? Mm-hmm. So the thing is that mostly there isn't a ton of change in the top 50 from what he had before. I believe the top 20 is pretty much identical to what it was before. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the top 5 is Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory, White Pony, Deftones, American Head Charge, The War of Art, Korn by Korn, and number 1, Slipknot by Slipknot. And I know at the time, the thing that kind of impressed us the most was like, okay, he's putting Korn at 2. That's like us. That's us. Like, hey, yeah, you know what? Don't put it at 1. Knock it down. And it's like, okay, I'll put it at 2. And then you have War Art at 3, which is classic Kirk. Okay. Totally now, Kirk. The things that I have to point out about this list, okay? Because he brought these new people in, but these are some notable omissions. All right? I'm just going to point them out.
So you've reviewed all hundo.
I went through the entire. Listen, I read the entire list. All right, because if somebody posts a list of the 100 greatest nu metal albums,
You ain't fucking around.
I'm gonna read that shit. I'm gonna read that shit. Listen. Ronan was watching The Croods for like the 100th time. Okay, I was like, all right. Listen,
rather listen to Rage Against the Machine than watch The Croods.
Honestly, Nicolas Cage showed up on that movie. Okay, he is delivering a vocal performance. Okay, good voice work, Nicolas Cage. In any event, I had time to kill, so also that gives you the context of how I read this album. Read this list. But notable omissions. There's no Stained on this list. There is no Kid Rock on this list.
Okay.
There is no POD on this list.
I don't know about that.
There is no Drowning Pool on this list.
Interesting.
There is no Godsmack on this list.
That's fine with me.
But
strange at the same time.
The one, like, I'm scrolling and I'm looking and I'm like, okay. And when you get to the top 20, you're like, okay, this, and then, because I had gone through his top 50 list like a million times. So I was like, this starts to feel a little familiar at that point. And I was like, wait, is it not on here? Is it not on here? And I scroll and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll. No, The Sickness. And honestly, I feel like that was I don't believe that we discussed that when he was on the show. But now I'm like, Kirk, come back. Let's talk about this. I want to get out the whole staff. Get the whole staff on here. Where's The Sickness, guys? Dropping plates. What's happening here?
What is happening here?
So that was a very stunning, some stunning omissions from the list. Now with the hunt, but the thing that is also interesting is that once you scroll into this list, I'm like, is Kirk going to get buck wild? Is the team gonna get buck wild and hit us with just some real left turns? And let me tell you, he didn't disappoint. Matt. So right off the bat, number 100 is a band called Design 19 and their album Trigger. And I was like, I've never fucking heard of this.
Never heard of it.
And honestly, I was like, you know what? Well done. Started off with one I've never heard of. And then also sell it to me by telling me that they basically sound, they said that Oasis's to Deftones Beatles. Design 19 engage in extensive white pony worship across Trigger. And then they completely lift a lyric from Digital Bath for the chorus of the song Downstairs. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to check this album out. Is this album better than Drowning Pool's Sinner? I don't know. But I am interested to hear. 99, Limp Bizkit Still Sucks. And I was like, okay, we're off and we're running because we are acknowledging that the boys are back. We're acknowledging the riff. This is great. Perfect.
And this is a top 100 list of all time. So
yeah,
to have the boys that low, it still sucks, which hasn't had enough real time to move up the list. It's fair.
Yeah. But then it is one of those things where like two below that is Edema's self-titled. And I was like, that still sucks. And when you make these lists, sometimes it's a real like
better than Pill Popper.
Yeah, I know.
Is the Out of Style riff?
Yeah, is the Out of Style riff not as good as anything on Edema's self-titled record? I don't know. These are the things that go into your head, and it can make you a little crazy, But at the same time, I'm reading this list and I'm like, bold.
Well, that's
bold. Yeah,
that's our boy.
Listen, he is the boldest. Other notable additions to the list, though. Death Grips, Jenny Death.
A lot of people push on that Death Grips, the nu metal aspect of Death Grips.
They do. This is the one. I'll say this is when I was out on Death Grips, so I've never heard this one, and this is the first time hearing that apparently this is the nu metal one. The blurb makes a strong case. Maddie Monroe, the writer, makes a strong case that he goes, this album is nu metal. And I was like, okay. All right. Primer 55, the new release, makes it on here. lot of Nothing Face on this list. I will say Korn Issues at 91. Glad to see Korn Issues on this list. But you got to
bump it.
Thank you, Matt. I'm actually gonna go to you for a couple more. There are a couple on here that I was like, this is. Let me tell you, it really says something of where Kirk is in the zeitgeist of the nu metal world we live in now. That I see something show up on the list, and I just go, classic Kirk, Kirk. And Filter the Amalgamate at 89. A record that I love. Day of release, Best Buy pickup. Listened to it all summer, 2002. Incredible summer. I was working at the old Chuck E. Cheese. And I can tell you that I was still like, is this what we're doing? Really? But I was like, Kirk's got to Kirk it. He's got to do it.
Kirk's got to Kirk it.
And then it's funny. It's almost like he knew, like, I got him off balance. They're on the ropes. Let me take them down. Because then he immediately follows that up with 88, Prodigy, The Fat of the Land. And I was on the floor. I will not lie. I had sent this list to a number of people. I was like, new Kirk list just dropped. And one person texted me back and they went, wait, is Prodigy nu metal? And I was like, according to Kirk, it is. According to this list, it is. Actually, I should say Kirk didn't write this one. Manus Hopkins did the writing on that one. Let's see some other notable additions here. Chevelle wondered what's next. I'm gotta push back on that one. You don't have the Sickness on there, but you got Chevelle. I don't know. But let's talk about some of the exciting new additions. Limp Bizkit, Chocolate Starfish.
Nice.
83. I think that one
Way
also could use a little bit of
bump up.
Thank you, Matt. Poppy, I disagree. At 82.
I like seeing that. I like
that
that
seeing
is properly placed.
Yeah. There's a lot of new stuff on here, which I think is a good acknowledgement that Matt, that nu metal is back.
And nu metal is here.
That's right. So good to see that on there. Omerta, Hyperviolence at 81. Another one, this also felt a little bit like, the universe communicating in weird ways. We had received a message and someone said, are you guys going to do Heroin from First to Last on the show? Wes plays bass on it. And I was like, well, I know Wes plays bass on it. And I know the Angel produced it, but I don't really ever think that record's nu metal. And then Kirk was like, I'm coming I'm coming out of the sky, baby, because it's at 80. I was like, oh, okay. Are we doing this then?
You don't think it is, but here we go.
Are
you sure you don't want to answer the question, what is nu metal, Lorin? You don't want to have a little conversation with me about it?
Matt, what is nu metal? You know what? A few years ago, I would have told you that it's a little bit of rapping, a little bit of rocking, a little bit of chug, a little bit or a lot of bit of misogyny, a little bit of a low end. You got to have these 7 strings.
That's true.
You've got to have your big pants. But now here in 2024, apparently nu metal is the Health album Volume 4, Slaves of Fear. Somehow, some way, it's 79 on this list. Honestly, that is the inclusion that honestly had me the most baffled. Because I don't honestly, I love Health, and this is like my least favorite record from theirs, and I was like, this is the one. But I don't know. Kirk pulled it up, put it in there. Let's see, a couple of them. Rage Against the Machine at 76, Battle of Los Angeles.
Oh, the Battle of Los Angeles?
Yeah, the Battle of Los Angeles.
That's another pretty good Rage Against the Machine record.
Yeah, Matt, you skipping around that one? You skipping some songs in Battle of Los Angeles?
Oh God, yeah. Like there is a lot of forgettable.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. There's a lot of forgettable tracks on that one.
Matt, right now, I'm calm like a bomb. I'm calm like a fucking bomb.
I heard that song, but it is ultimately forgettable.
I am losing it over here.
Now this is delightful. So
Unbelievable. You know what? How did Kirk put this list out? He's like, guys, we're going to put this out here. We're going to set the internet on fire. Little did they know that Matt Naas was going to come in with the even hotter take of Rage Against the Machine is mid. Oh! Moving through the list. 73, Slipknot, Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses. I think this
that one's
is actually
new to the list.
This is new to the list. And I think that I think what he says on this is pretty solid in regards to what Slipknot was trying to do and expanding their sound. And I think so. I think I'm glad it's there. And I think it's one of those things that were like, based on what he wrote in the blurb, Duality does a lot of heavy lifting for Kirk to get it on the list. But I mean, Duality is fucking Duality. Let's see a couple other ones in here. Chimera, Pass Out of Existence at 71. Machine Head, The Burning Red at 70. I think, you know what, when I initially read the list, I wanted to say a bump up, but now as I look at it now, I'm like, that makes sense. That makes sense for where it is. Head PE Self-Titled at 69. Now this was one I saw this and I was like pumping my fist. I'm like, yeah, that's the stuff. 68, Korn, The Nothing.
There it is.
There it is. Let's acknowledge that these boys came back with a new classic, and you can make that NEW or you can make that NU. Okay, Korn, The Nothing, incredible. Very happy to see it on the list. Very happy that it made it on there. Let's see a couple other ones here. Now, your boys, 100 gex, 10,000 gex rolled in at 66.
I think it's a bold move to put the whole album on there. I mean, I love it, but the whole album?
The whole album, man.
When there's like 2 very clear ska songs on it.
Listen, man, at the end of the day, the Nu Metal. Listen, at the end of the day, the Nu Metal Agenda got together. All the boys and girls in the Nu Metal Agenda got all together. And they said, you know what? I think we can all agree that 10,000 gex is better than Chocolate Starfish. Okay, good night, everybody.
So I guess this begs the question, what is Nu Metal? And also, when Roach Coach list? Now, we've made lists over the years. I know that we have.
Right.
But we usually do them off the cuff during the show. Have you made a definitive list, Lorin? I mean, the canon is a list for sure.
That's kind of where I stand right now, Matt. We have the canon, which is a very big list, ever growing. And I've never really sat down to like, let me top to bottom this, like in the canon, what's the best and the worst? You know what I mean? It's more of just like, what's the good stuff? Get that in the canon. What's the not good stuff? It ain't going in. That's really where I've stood on it. And I feel like I almost want to like that's where we are. Our list is the canon, like an unordered list of just quality. And we are leaving the more definitive list to other people for us to then talk about and critique at our leisure. You know.
So now I have a new idea.
Oh, here we go.
And this new idea is a limited series this summer where we rate the canon.
What are you doing to me, man? What are you doing to me? You want to rate the, I mean,
there are a group of people that could vote to say, is this a good idea or is this not a good idea?
I think of it more, Matt, as this is the thing that I think is also stopping me from truly making one of these lists, though, is that we have not made our way through everything yet.
I agree. But Lorin, at some point, you have to say this is where it is now.
Right. That's true. I guess for me right now, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. We did it, yeah, because we did that top, like we did like a compartmentalized list of the Limp Bizkit songs and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let me ruminate on it. Let me do a vote in my mind, the Patreon of my mind, about this idea.
Open up the
that
Patreon of your mind.
the Patreon of my mind, where yeah, I pay dearly.
I pay. So the price is high.
The price is incredibly high. But you definitely have the synapses firing, Matt, and that
Hey
is what I
man,
love about you.
I'm just saying a limited series. Maybe it's just part of Who's Tweeting, where we go through. Number one, we have no idea at this moment in time how many albums are in the canon
No,
and how many singles are in the canon.
no,
We have no idea.
we have no idea. I skimmed it tonight actually because I was in Google Docs and I was like, "Oh, the Nu Metal Canon. I probably need to update that." And lot of lot of stuff on that old canon. A lot of stuff because there's the thing. That's other stuff that we got. I realized I went through that. Yeah, there's a lot of singles, and
Tons.
there's also like we put a couple documentaries in there.
Yep.
And so that type of ranking. I don't know. That's I'm feeling the weight of this idea right now, Matt, and it's crushing me. But I will certainly consider. Now I do want to bring you back down to earth though, and let you know that number 65 on the 100 greatest nu metal albums list at the numetalagenda.com. I'm sorry, numetalagenda.com is Apartment 26 Hallucinating.
Yeah, I don't agree.
I don't agree.
I don't agree that that should be on the list. Having
Yeah.
listened to that album recently, uh, it is not our list, and it is absolutely within their right to put that on there. But I think they are hallucinating by putting that on the
Listen,
album. They are seeing a good album where there is actually a not good album.
Listen, if you want to know how not good that album is, you should talk to the guy who wrote it.
Who after we went 2 hours deep into dissecting how unfortunately not great the album is,
yeah,
he then goes fair.
fair.
Ouch.
Yeah. Matt, also, I know you had a reaction. I don't think we talked about this on the show. You had a bit of a reaction to the fact that someone related to a member of Black Sabbath heard you do a bit about cutting your dick off.
Correct.
And then that was you said, "Uh-oh."
Oh no. Yeah. Got it, man. Not one of my best moments.
You know what? I'm sorry, you're wrong. That's one of your best moments. That's my list. The Met Naas list. What are your best moments? I know on your personal list, you're like it's bottom.
Way
on
low.
my list,
way low.
Way up.
Cool.
Yep.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. Let's continue down. 63. Linkin
Are we
Park.
still going?
Yeah, man, it's 100 albums.
Well, fuck, I don't care. I don't really give a shit anymore.
Well, Matt, I don't care. 63.
We're 44 minutes deep. How many more do you want to do?
I'm just hitting a couple more.
It.
I'm just hitting some. No, I'm just hitting a couple more.
Okay.
Linkin Park, Meteora.
Great.
That's in there. The most interesting, Static X, Wisconsin Death Trip is at 61. Machine is higher in the 40s. Very interesting decision there. Fear Factory Obsolete made it to the list. Let's see. Loathe. I let it in and it took everything. I saw this on there and I immediately heard like 1,000 Roach riders raising behind me going, "Why haven't you done Loathe on the show yet? It's 56 on the 100 greatest nu metal list." All right. I hear you. Let your voices go silent. I hear you. You are seen. Let's see. Our boys, our good friends, Steppa at 53.
Nice.
Very good. They did get bumped down. They got bumped down. They were initially in the 20s on Kirk's initial list.
Really?
So apparently apparently there was some dissension in the ranks apparently in the writers' room on that one. So interesting. They're still on the list though. Deftones Diamond Eyes at 52. Vane Error Zone at 51. And then I found myself falling into once again like a rhythm. Like, yeah, Steppa, our boys in Steppa. Yeah, Diamond Eyes. Let's fucking go. Vane Error Zone. Hell fucking go.
Here
50 Taproot Gift. You know what? What do you want this list to do? Really threw me for a loop on that one. Then largely after that, there aren't a lot of changes. After that, Korn at 45, Static X at 44 with Machine. I should say Follow the Leader at 45. At 39 though, this was a not listed before and now boom 39. My Ticket Home. Spit Not Shoot.
Love it.
Oh, Strangers Only. Sorry. Yep. And I'm just gonna say it. You need to bump that up.
Bump it.
I say bump it up. I'm gonna say it. Tell me when I should stop, Matt. I'm saying like right now it's at 39, so maybe like 30. No, a little higher. 25.
Bump it.
Up it. 25. 20. Are we in the 20s?
I'm at 18.
Matt's at 18. Matt's at 18.
18. I'm gonna stop at 18.
Matt's stopping at 18. Okay. Matt's stopping at 18. Let me go to 18. Okay. At 18 right now, Mudvayne, LD50.
It can go to 19. It's fine. Just shift everything.
Okay. All right. So, okay.
Shift
So, okay.
everything up one.
All right. Okay. Well, next, Matt, at 17, Simon Says, Shut Your Breath. Are we bumping it again?
Well, now it's... Yeah, we're bumping Simon Says back.
Oh, okay, we're bumping it again. Okay, now.
Well, actually, okay, but I mean, no, Simon Says goes. Now we're just screwing this list up because there's no way I would put Simon Says ahead of LD50. Now it's becoming my list and not Kurt's list. So, you know what I mean?
What? So, and honestly, from what I've learned about you tonight, Matt, your list, I don't think it would help anybody either.
No, it's crazy. I'm an insane person.
I would say, yeah, definitely bump up that My Ticket Home, but I was glad to see it there at 39. I would say that this list had me thinking, this list had me reeling, this list had me up, it had me down, had all over. It did the things that a list is supposed to do. And that's at the end of the day, which was read the whole thing. If I'm being obvious here, I apologize, but I just want to say, listen. If someone posts a list, it's called shit of the 100 greatest. What is wrong with you?
Are you okay, Lorin?
I'm in.
Your
baby.
nose is pouring blood right now.
Listen, Matt.
I read lists, and when I see list to read list, and list I have listed, and when I'm done list, I list again to the list.
Listen, Matt. This list might have. It might have broke me in half a little bit. Okay.
Obviously, it's impacted you way more than you realize.
Listen, guys, if you are spending your evening
reading a list,
go
outside, touch grass. It's okay.
While someone watches The Croods, you will be a changed person. But I applaud all the work that the Nu Metal Agenda is doing. I'm glad that they got all together to make this list. I hope, honestly, what I hope is
lists are supposed to spark disagreement and dissent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how fucking dare you? So
exactly.
Job well done, Nu Metal Agenda, and also job well done, Nu Metal Agenda. They're fucking fighting the fight. Well done. Well done.
Down them streets. And you know, what I'm thinking is, I mean, I'm hoping that this is like a yearly thing. Like every year they're like, we went back in the lab, we tweaked it, we moved some stuff up, we moved some stuff down, new things came out, new things were found. I mean, the other thing to point out, Kid Rock, Devil Without a Cause, not on this list.
Nope.
Not on this list. You know, and Kid Rock, not a loved guy anymore. Not Definitely the way not. It was. Not the way it was. I mean, back in the day, he was the bull god. But you talk to a lot of people now, and they say he's bullshit. That's just what I'm hearing.
I knew it.
It's just what I'm hearing. Oh, was that
the breadcrumbs? We're the size of a kasha.
I'm just, I'm leading you. Listen, I'm just leading you. Okay. in any event, thank you. I'm hoping that is something. But listen, if they just want to leave this one set in stone, they can do that too. But listen, we love a list. Send me a list. I love saying the word list. There you go. Matt, there's
and if
only
you listen to this song one more time, that was 48 lists in that list up rhyme.
I'm pretty sure I said it more than 48 times, but
yeah, easily.
easily. Matt, and you know what? There's only one way to end an episode of Roach Coach, and that is with another list.
That's right.
It's Vandals Can't Handles Part 2.
The Rise of the Roach.
That's right. Eric Vandal has sent us this list. We've been working our way through it. We were working our way through it in 2023. We brought it with us into 2024. And Matt, I feel like we are in agreement here.
Yes.
Not been in agreement a lot in this episode, but I think we are in agreement here that this list has been chock full of rippers.
Yes, it has been. Yes, it has been. Eric Vandal came through in the clutch.
Came through in the clutch. So this week, Matt, we have a song by the band Scars of Life.
Yes.
That song is called Bullet with Your Name.
Yes. Now, there are two versions of Bullet with Your Name. I'm presupposing that they're both the same.
Okay.
But I'm going to play the one from the 2001 album Mute, which I believe is called out specifically in Vandals Can't Handles. So here we go. This is Bullet with Your Name by Scars of Life. Pretty tried and true there. That is right down the barrel.
Right down the barrel. That has a bullet with your name on it.
Oh,
that's right.
Who's leaving breadcrumbs the size of Picasso now?
Listen, these birds are eating well. And these birds. Scars of Life. You guys made yourself a little ripper right there. Right up to the build, to the scream. I was like, that's how it's done. That's what we want. And sometimes people say, aren't these all just following the same formula? Don't you get bored of it? And the answer is yes and no. Okay. This is what we want to hear, because the thing about it is that people are going to take the formula. Okay. And some people are going to add their own elements to it. They're going to mix things up. And sometimes they go and they put their own little touch and twist on it, and they make true magic. They update the formula. They bring it to a new level. Other people go in, they get the formula, they take a big old poop in it. Okay. They muck it up. They do something, they blow it, and that's what we're looking for. That's what we're interested in. And sometimes you have the third option, which is we know the formula and we're just going to do it exactly how you want, and you're going to feel good. You're going to feel real good when you hear it. If that's what you're looking for, and that is what we're looking for, that's what I was looking for, and I got it with Scars of Life. Thank you. Matt?
Yeah, I think I'm well recorded not liking that type of chorus because I got moderately changed, and that's never going to be my thing. But this is an album from 2001. This is right in the pocket. It's right where it should be. So Eric Vandal, you did it again.
You did it again, you son of a bitch. All right.
Dirty dog. How dare you?
Unbelievable. How dare you keep sending us rippers? How dare you? Beautiful. The list, listen, this list ain't over yet. We got a bunch more songs to go. So that is another edition of Vandals Can't Handles.
The Rise of the Roach.
There you go, Matt.
I mean, my nose is bleeding.
Yeah, I might just leave that as is.
Oh no.
Well, Matt, believe it or not, that does bring us to the end of another episode of Roach Coach, the year 8. Kicking off with a bang, baby. With a bang.
We're still in year 7. We aren't at year 8 until June.
We're getting close.
It's 6 months away.
Listen, I'm gonna play this. You know what I'm gonna do this. I went.
Is this a long con?
No, I went to college with a girl and it was a summer 2003, greatest summer of my life. And her birthday was, I want to say, in July or August. And she was like, birth month coming. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, my birthday's in this month, but the whole month's my birthday. And I was like, is that something really that you should be doing? It felt like bullshit, Matt. It felt like bullshit.
Mhm.
But let me tell you, once we were in her birth month, and every single day we all got together, big group of friends, and like went out to the bar or went out and did something every single day, I was like, oh no, this is fun. This is fun.
Yeah.
I can get behind this birth month thing. So that's how I'm treating build up to year 8 is
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's build up. Every day is our birthday. And I love it. And I don't think anybody is going to be mad about it. If you're mad about it, keep it to yourself. Do not write us. I don't want to hear about it. I want to hear about it. Not interested. Not interested. Put that one in drafts. But if you do have nice things to say, we do want to hear from you, and you can keep on saying hello to us online: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We're Roach Coach on all those. You can send us an email at roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us about all the wonderful things that you have enjoyed about the last 8 years of the show. And and until next time, Matt, thank you.
Lorin, thank you.
Roach Riders and Indigo Angels. Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Okay, hey, new ending for year 8, please.
No new ending.
Roach Coach
Podcast.
on all day, every day. It is the Roach Coach
Podcast.
all day, every day.